This is Twit. Chris Marquardt, the photo guy, joins us each and every week to talk about digital photography. Hello, Chris.
A very cheery photo guy today because I solved a big problem.
You seem so happy. What happened?
You know, over the last months, we kept talking about this. You keep getting all these new cameras, and Olympus, and now a Sony, and
stop.
I'm still searching for that smaller kind of camera, especially now where with the Everest trek coming up in May, where we're gonna hike up to pretty high elevations, and I want a lighter camera just for the walking and to have not to have to carry so much weight. And you know me, I'm a Canon guy. I still shoot the Canon 5D Mark II, which is a beast. It's huge.
Oh, but it's such a great camera.
It is wonderful. So
it's what
I was looking
into. I love it.
Yeah, and I was looking into the Micro Four Third system, but then you know me, I shoot large format and medium format, and the sensor size is an issue for me.
Me too, yeah.
And I was looking for something lightweight, and I took out my old Minolta X700, which is an analog SLR, and I kind of took this as a benchmark. So with the lens, that's kind of 700 grams. That's like what would that be? 700 grams, less than a pound or about a pound. So that was kind of my benchmark, and I was looking at cameras, but I didn't want to buy into a new system and spend $2,500 just for a camera and a lens. You know, so I was really torn, really torn.
Be nice if you could use those old Canon lenses.
Well, and then what I did is I put this out to my community, to the Tips from the Top Floor community, and said, I need help. My last episode was pretty much all about I need help. Help me. And there were several who got back to me and said, "Why have you had a look at the Canon 100D.
100D? What's that?
Well, that's one of those cameras that I never looked at because it's one of those entry-level cameras, an entry-level DSLR.
Oh, it's like a point and shoot.
Well, no? Not really. It's a proper DSLR. Now, this is the 5D Mark II. I'm holding this up to the camera, so for all the people on the radio, just imagine
you can hear how heavy that is.
Huge camera.
It's huge.
Now watch Leo's reaction when I add in the 100D.
Oh, so that's more like the size of my Olympus OM1 or my newest Sony A7. It's very small, very compact.
It is very small. It's an APS-C sensor, so it's a bit smaller than a full frame.
But that's a good size sensor.
That much smaller.
No, that's good. Yeah.
And it has 18 megapixels.
Yeah, 18.
It is
all right, that's good.
pretty much a grown-up DSLR. Just with the only difference that it's really tiny.
Does it use your Canon 5D lenses?
Yes, it does.
It'll crop them, obviously, right?
It is a 1.6 crop, but it is literally this is my 51.4 that I have on this. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose if I put on my big lens, 300 millimeter lenses and things, but. Smaller lenses, absolutely perfect for that. It shoots video. It weighs 0.9 pounds, the camera.
All right. What did it cost you?
That's the other thing. It's
really expensive.
450 euros.
What? Actually, I'm looking at it on Amazon. And now, in the U.S. of A., it is about $539 with a kit lens, with the 18 to 55 kit lens. So that's, you know what, that's a high-end point-and-shoot range.
Now, I put this camera through its paces. It has an optical viewfinder. It is an SLR, so it has this mirror box in it. So if you look through the viewfinder, you will see the picture straight through the lens on an optical path, which is one of the things that I personally I love that. I kind of need that. I put it through its paces for a few days. Yes, it does. It isn't as fast. Well, actually, it shoots 4 frames a second, so it's not that bad.
Fast, yeah.
It has a smaller buffer, so after 4 frames in continuous shooting, you'll have to wait. But I mean, that's the speed you get. It shoots up to ISO 3200. Which is very usable. It goes up to 12,800, but that's quite grainy. But 3200 fine, 6400 in a pinch. It does pretty much everything I need. It's sometimes a bit more complicated because it has a couple of buttons less. But I mean, even the buttons on the back. I mean, there are like 9 buttons on that camera, so you have direct access to quite a few things here.
You know, I just bought a new camera. I don't want you to be telling me about this. This is making me mad.
The thing is,
this cost a third of, I know, more or less. a fifth, an eighth of my new camera.
And I can stay within the system that I'm used to, which means I have an investment. I have a ton of lenses that I can keep using. And
now, I should mention, in the U.S., you're going to find it as a Canon EOS Rebel SL1.
It's the Rebel SL1, and in Japan, it's the Kiss something. So Kiss X7.
Yeah. But in the U.S., the Rebel SL1, I've recommended these Rebels for a long time. The T2i was their first T2i, right? And then the 3 and the 4, and they've gotten better and better and better, and they're great entry-level cameras. This is a great camera with an APS-C sensor. That's a nice big sensor.
Now here's one more reason why I took this camera, and it is, I mean, you know me. I keep telling people you don't need a special camera. It's not the camera that takes the picture, it's the photographer.
Right.
I could have gone to a 5D Mark III or something else, but I want to prove a point here. So for the foreseeable future, I am trying to use this camera as much as I can and shoot with this camera, just to show people that it is not the camera, that you can use an entry-level DSLR and still get good pictures.
And it's so much more compact, which is very nice.
It is very compact. It's the depth of it is a bit more than your Olympus, just because it has this mirror box built in.
Yeah,
but everything else around it is just, I mean, it's not as rugged as a big Mark III something. It's not as watertight. It's from a build point of view. It's still, I mean, it feels still very sturdy. So I'm not worried about that at all.
All right. There you go. I mean, this is something that I see a lot of pros now kind of rebelling, if you'll pardon the phrase, against these big camera systems. Nikon particularly just kind of has gotten out of control. The D3 was just like, it felt like you were carrying a backpack.
Yes.
And of course, everybody wants to be able to be mobile, to move around. There's another good reason to get a smaller camera. It's not as intimidating.
That's one of the big reasons I have this, so I can do better street photography, because people, if they see you approach with a huge camera and an even bigger lens on it, they will be on guard.
That's why I love my Olympus OMD, because it looks like a toy. Yes. You look like a tourist. It's you don't look like you're a serious photographer, and yet you can be. Good. All right. Well, this is a new recommendation. We have for a long time recommended the Rebels. And I guess this is a new one. I hadn't seen this one. The EOS SL1, Rebel SL1. That's what it's called in the U.S. In Europe, it's 100D. And I have to say that one of the Rebel, I don't think, was an APS-C. The XTs.
The original digital Rebel, the first one was an APS-C. They started off as an APS-C camera, so it's in that tradition. And again, I put it through its paces. I love the image quality.
Now, are you going to abandon your 5D, or is this just your backup?
No. It is now a backup camera, so the 5D is my commercial camera. I will certainly have that with me when I go to Nepal, but this is just so much more handy, so tiny, so lightweight. And I can use my lenses. I'm a happy guy now.